Welcome back to the Speak English Flow podcast, the place where your English flows naturally and confidently. I'm your host, Flowy, and today we have a delicious topic to talk about.
Hi, everyone. I'm Serena, and I'm so excited for this episode because we're talking about one of my favorite things: food. Who doesn't love food?
Exactly. Today we'll learn how to talk about your meals of the day: breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks, and also how to describe your favorite foods in English. We'll give you simple examples, real conversations, and easy phrases that you can start using right away. Let's jump right in.
Let's start with the first meal of the day: breakfast. What do you usually have for breakfast?
I usually have something light. Most days I drink a cup of coffee and eat some toast with butter or jam. Sometimes I have scrambled eggs if I'm really hungry.
That sounds nice. I usually eat cereal with milk or oatmeal with fruit. When I have more time, I like to make pancakes. They're my favorite breakfast food.
Great examples. Let's give our listeners some useful phrases to talk about breakfast. You can say, I usually have coffee for breakfast. I like eating eggs in the morning. I sometimes skip breakfast when I'm busy.
Right. Notice how we use the words usually, sometimes, or always. These are adverbs of frequency, and they make your sentences sound natural.
Let's practice together. Repeat after us. I usually have bread and coffee for breakfast. I sometimes eat fruit in the morning. I always drink water when I wake up.
Good job. If you want to ask someone about their breakfast, you can say, "What do you usually have for breakfast?" Or, "What do you like to eat in the morning?"
Exactly. Let's do a short example conversation.
Hey, Flowy, what do you usually have for breakfast?
I usually have eggs and toast. What about you?
I like cereal with fruit and milk.
Simple and clear. That's how you can start a small conversation in English.
Now let's talk about lunch. In many countries, lunch is the biggest meal of the day. What about you, Flowy?
For me, lunch is my favorite meal. I usually eat rice or pasta with vegetables and chicken. Sometimes I have a salad and soup. It depends on the day.
I usually have a sandwich or some rice with fish. When I work from home, I like to cook something warm like noodles or stir fry.
That's a good point. Let's give our listeners some useful lunch expressions. You can say, I have lunch at noon. I eat lunch with my coworkers. I bring lunch from home. I go out for lunch.
Exactly. Many people like to talk about what they eat and where they eat. Here's an example. I usually eat lunch at work. I go out for lunch with my friends. I sometimes cook my lunch at home.
Now, how can learners talk about their favorite lunch food?
They can say, my favorite lunch is pasta. I love eating rice and vegetables. I really like sandwiches with cheese and tomato.
Perfect. Let's make it interactive. Listeners, take a moment and think. What do you eat for lunch? Try to describe it in 1 or 2 sentences.
Yes, you can even write it down or say it out loud. I usually have tatunis for lunch. That's great practice.
Let's move to dinner, the last meal of the day. Serena, what time do you usually have dinner?
I usually have dinner around 7 p.m. I like to keep it light, maybe grilled chicken, salad, or soup. Sometimes I have pasta or rice, depending on how hungry I am.
That sounds healthy. I usually eat dinner around 8 p.m. I like something warm, maybe noodles, vegetables, or a small bowl of rice with fish.
Nice. So, listeners, to talk about dinner, you can use these phrases. I have dinner at 7 o'clock. I eat dinner with my family. I like having soup for dinner. I sometimes order takeout.
Exactly. You can also say, I usually cook dinner at home. I often eat out on weekends.
Let's show an example mini dialogue. What do you have for dinner, Flowy?
I usually have rice with vegetables and fish.
That sounds delicious. I sometimes eat pasta for dinner.
See? That's how you can keep the conversation going naturally.
Now, let's not forget about snacks. Many people like to eat something small between meals.
Yes. Snacks are those little things we eat between breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can say, I usually eat fruit as a snack. I love eating cookies in the afternoon. I sometimes have chips or nuts.
Exactly. And to ask about snacks, you can say, what do you like to eat as a snack? Or, do you eat snacks during the day?
Let's practice with examples. I like eating bananas or yogurt. I sometimes eat a chocolate bar. I don't usually eat snacks at night.
Good. Try to practice these at home. Think about when you eat snacks, morning, afternoon, or evening.
Now let's talk about something everyone loves. Favorite foods.
Yes. Talking about your favorite food is a great way to express your personality in English.
Serena, what's your favorite food?
Oh, that's hard to choose. But I think my favorite food is pizza. I love pizza with cheese, mushrooms, and olives. It's simple, but perfect.
Nice choice. My favorite food is sushi. I love the freshness and the variety. Salmon, tuna, avocado rolls. It's healthy and delicious.
Yum! Let's teach our listeners some useful ways to talk about their favorite foods. You can say, my favorite food is pizza. I really like pasta. I love spicy food. I don't like seafood. I hate very sweet desserts.
Exactly. You can use love, like don't like, or hate to describe your preferences. For example, I love chocolate. I don't like coffee. I hate onions.
And if you want to sound more natural, you can use, I'm a big fan of, I'm crazy about, I can't stand.
Example, I'm a big fan of Italian food. I'm crazy about ice cream. I can't stand spicy food.
Perfect. Let's do a quick conversation using these expressions.
Serena, what kind of food do you like?
I really like Italian food. I love pasta and pizza.
Do you like spicy food?
Not really. I prefer mild flavors.
Excellent. That's how you can have small talk about food in English.
You know, flowy, meal times are very different around the world. In some countries, people eat lunch early, and in others, very late.
That's true. For example, in Spain, people often have lunch at 2 or 3 p.m. and dinner around 9 or 10 p.m. But in the US, lunch is usually around noon and dinner around 6 or 7.
Exactly. Listeners, you can describe your meal times like this. I have breakfast at 7 a.m. I eat lunch at 1 p.m. I have dinner at 8 p.m.
You can also say, I usually have 3 meals a day. I sometimes eat a small breakfast. I often skip dinner when I'm not hungry.
Good. These are very natural phrases for talking about your eating habits.
Another great topic is how often you cook or eat out. Serena, do you like cooking?
Yes, I do. I love cooking at home because I can choose healthy ingredients. I usually cook dinner every day.
That's great. I cook sometimes, but I also like eating out with friends. It's fun to try new restaurants.
So learners can say, I like cooking at home. I usually eat out on weekends. I sometimes order food online. I enjoy trying new dishes.
Yes, you can also use how often questions to talk about habits. For example, how often do you eat out? I eat out twice a week. How often do you cook? I cook every day.
Good. These questions are perfect for small talk with friends or classmates.
Let's put everything together now. Serena, let's give an example conversation.
Sure, let's imagine we're meeting for the first time and talking about food.
Hi, Serena. What do you usually have for breakfast?
I usually eat oatmeal with fruit. What about you?
I like eggs and toast in the morning.
What do you eat for lunch?
I usually eat rice and vegetables.
I often eat sandwiches for lunch. And for dinner?
I eat soup or noodles for dinner. My favorite food is sushi.
Oh, I love sushi too. But my favorite is pizza.
Nice. Do you like cooking?
Yes, I cook almost every day. I find it relaxing.
Me too. Maybe we should cook together someday?
Perfect. And that's how a simple food conversation can flow naturally in English.
Before we finish, here are some tips for learners. Keep sentences simple. You don't need difficult grammar to sound natural. Use adverbs of frequency, like usually, often, sometimes, to describe habits. Learn food vocabulary, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, and your favorite dishes. Practice with real examples. Talk about your meals every day, even to yourself. Listen and repeat. The more you repeat, the more fluent you become.
Yes. And remember, food is a great topic to connect with people. Everyone eats, so it's always an easy way to start a conversation. Before we finish, let's talk about eating habits. People often have different ways of eating. Some eat 3 meals a day, others eat small portions throughout the day.
Right. And it's important for learners to know how to describe their habits in English. You can say things like, I eat 3 meals a day. I usually have a light breakfast. I prefer eating small meals. I try to eat healthy food.
Yes, and if you're talking about your diet, you can say, I eat a lot of vegetables. I don't eat meat. I'm vegetarian. I avoid sugary drinks.
Let's show a short example conversation. Serena, do you usually eat healthy food?
I try to. I eat lots of fruits and vegetables. What about you?
I think so. I like balanced meals, rice, fish, and some soup.
That sounds great. Do you eat fast food often?
Not really. Maybe once a week. It's tasty, but not very healthy.
Perfect. Learners can use phrases like I try to, I prefer, or I avoid to talk naturally about habits.
Yeah, and this kind of topic often appears in English tests or interviews too. For example, someone might ask, do you prefer cooking at home or eating out? That's a great chance to show your fluency.
Now, let's talk about something fun. Food and culture.
Yes, food is one of the best ways to learn about different countries and traditions.
For example, in Japan, people eat rice, fish, and miso soup for breakfast. In the US, breakfast is often cereal, toast, or eggs.
Exactly. In Mexico, many people enjoy tortillas, beans, and spicy food. And in India, food is often full of amazing spices, curry, rice, and naan bread.
That's why talking about food can help you connect with people from around the world. You can ask questions like, what do people eat for breakfast in your country? What is a traditional meal in your culture? Do people eat spicy food where you live?
Let's do a short conversation example.
Flowy, what's a traditional meal in your culture?
Well, since I'm made of flow, I eat sound waves and good energy.
Nice answer.
But seriously, in my creator's country, they often eat rice with fish and vegetables. What about you, Serena?
In my family, Sunday dinners are important. We cook together and share big meals like roasted chicken, potatoes, and salad.
That's wonderful. Listeners, you can use this kind of sharing to learn English and show interest in other people's cultures.
Yes, and it's a great topic for classroom discussions, online English groups, or even when traveling.
All right, everyone, let's review what we learned today.
We talked about all the main meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks.
We also learned how to describe favorite foods, eating habits, and even cultural food differences.
Let's go through a quick recap. Breakfast. I usually have coffee and toast. Lunch. I eat lunch at work. Dinner. I have dinner with my family. Snacks. I sometimes eat fruit between meals. Favorite foods. My favorite food is pizza. Habits. I try to eat healthy food. Culture. In my country, people eat rice every day.
Perfect summary. Now let's give our listeners a little challenge.
Yes. Here's your English challenge for today. Write or record yourself talking about your meals and favorite foods. Use this structure. My name is underscore underscore. For breakfast, I eat mein eten taften tikurgui. For lunch, I eat arzit preed wis. For dinner, I eat namkauen. Green. My favorite food is blank. In my country, people often eat a wheat, wenkuis.
Try to speak for 30 seconds to 1 minute. Don't worry about mistakes, just focus on fluency and flow.
You can even post your sentences in the comments of this episode. We love reading your examples, and who knows, maybe we'll read some in the next episode.
Before we end, let's give one last piece of advice.
Keep practicing every day, even for 5 minutes. Talk about what you eat, what you like, or what you're cooking. Small practice adds up.
Exactly. And remember, English learning is like cooking. You need the right ingredients, time, patience, and a little bit of fun.
Well said, Flowy. Thank you all for listening to the Speak English Flow podcast.
Subscribe, share, and keep your learning consistent. New episodes every week to help your English flow naturally and confidently.
And as always,
Let your English flow.